Hey everyone, welcome back. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a great day. What did I tell you yesterday? We were going to talk about XRP. It feels like 2022 all over again. Every single day, more and more companies are using XRP rails. That's like roads for money to travel on. Here's some cool news from a company called Onidos. They're working with another company called Archway Finance to make special money roads on the XRP system that follow all the rules. Onidos will use Archway's safe roads for euros, British pounds, and US dollars, and they'll settle payments right away with something called Rust. What Onidos does is pretty neat. They let people put in US dollars, euros, and British pounds directly, connecting old-school banking to the new digital world. Soon there will be super fast settlements with euros and Rust, using both to help people send and receive money quickly. Archway's roads help people withdraw money fast for bank transfers, paying workers, and paying bills. Onidos will follow 3 different sets of rules. Archway's main program is trying to get special permission that makes sure everything connects properly and follows European rules called MiCA. Right now they're using Rust, but they'll use XRP later too. Today, these money roads are being built every day, spreading out and growing all around the world. This is happening so much it's crazy. You saw announcements like this every day back in 2022. Ripple kept building more and more roads while everyone was distracted by FTX drama. And the excitement about XRP ETFs is real. Listen to this. I would have thought Solana would do really well, but we have Solana futures products that could show us what's coming, and we have the Solana product now that has staking. And guess what? Are they doing pretty good, actually? But here's the funny part. There are also XRP Future S and XRP products. They actually launched after the Solana products, but got even more interest. So there's a lot of interest there. Will it be as much interest as the Bitcoin ETF launch had? Absolutely not. Like anyone who thinks Bitcoin ETFs brought in $40 billion. So my XRP ETF is going to bring in the same amount. That's just not how this is going to work. These are smaller assets. I think there will be demand. There will be plenty. There will probably be multiple products for each of these assets to do well. Maybe not all 10 of the ones I mentioned, but a good amount of them. XRP ETFs still aren't expected to beat Bitcoin ETFs. According to Bloomberg, they still just see Bitcoin. I'm telling you. But XRP is going to be a surprise. I still believe that XRP ETFs will do better than Bitcoin ETFs. They're already looking past Bitcoin, and money is already moving away from it. What do you think they're looking for? What do you think will happen when the other Solana ETFs launch if XRP keeps doing better than them? According to a lawyer, the XRP Army made a difference in the SEC's case against Ripple. This is why Johnny Deaton thinks that the group known as the XRP Army made a difference in the SEC's case against Ripple, that a judge made a split decision in 2023 that selling XRP on public exchanges didn't break securities rules. This August, all appeals were thrown out, ending the court drama. According to Deaton, the judge partly ruled in favor of Ripple because of the thousands of sworn statements that were filed with the court. The difference was ours. That difference was the XRP Army. We now have legal certainty for XRP, but Ripple has gone through the worst of it to get to this point. That will never change. And you can see why Ethereum was shut down in L1 instead of L2 by Hugo Philion. According to Flair's Hugo Philion, the idea of L2S and sidechains has always been silly. Anything that gets popular enough or useful enough will eventually become an L1 because that's where the value is. The Ethereum roadmap is completely dead. In fact, it was dead when it started. Anyone trying to bring back L2 sidechains is a fool or worse. Ethereum keeps changing its roadmap, but it also causes inflation. IT doesn't actually help Ethereum at all every time they do an upgrade. And we have no idea how much Ethereum there will be in the end. It doesn't make its position better in the new financial system. And it's only a matter of time until most utility-driven cryptocurrencies pass Ethereum. And listen to this video. Henrik Anderson, the chief macro analyst at Apollo Crypto, talked about bubbles and what might happen in the future with Black Swan Capitalist. Listen to this. When it does happen, let's try to see if we can get the XRP first. Well, it looks pretty good to me right now, I have to say. But again, targets, it's hard to say. I wouldn't be surprised by 3 or 4 times from here, no problem. I could see that easily. But again, I haven't actually gone into greater depth of actually analyzing, but it seems like I should analyze XRP a little more if I listen to you guys. How big of a crash is it going to be? Well, when you have the largest market bubble in the world looking at market value compared to GDP, and you're looking at all measures, especially if you cross them, you'll see that it is by far the biggest one, and you have all this speculation. I think you'll see that a $9 trillion crypto market where Bitcoin takes up 1/3 of that, or a little more maybe, you will see that Bitcoin will probably, I dare to say it, I think Bitcoin is going to crash to at least around 4,000. I think 4 to 16,000 is what I'm going to see. Wow. And I think, and that is based on the technical setup that we have, and honestly, it's quite, from a technical perspective, it's almost, it sounds weird to say clear, but it's 16,000, yes, 100%. I think we go down there, and nobody really sees that. And if you have that, therefore, he believes that Bitcoin will drop to $16,000 given what is happening in the world right now. That may very well happen that a new financial system will replace the one we have now. Bitcoin will lose its importance at that point. People don't know that yet. When Bitcoin starts to drop, I believe people will start to see that it doesn't just go up, and it's not a great way to store value either. Right now, they're all saying the same thing because they're all copying Michael Saylor and the headlines from the mainstream news that a big investor explains his personal plan for using XRP to make $1 million. Every single XRP investor, I think, wants to reach $1 million. Austin Hilton, an experienced cryptocurrency investor, has shared his specific plan for making $1 million from his XRP holdings that he said that his main strategy is to buy and hold XRP over time. He said that he has been slowly building up his XRP holdings and plans to keep them until they're worth at least 3 times more than they are now. That means an XRP price goal of about $80 to $90, which he thinks can eventually happen. His profit plan is based on being patient and thinking long term. He said, I don't really care how long it takes, but I think XRP will go beyond that. I'm going to hold whether it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 years. This matches what other XRP commenters think. They tell investors to buy 10,000 tokens and wait for the coin to reach 3 digits so that portfolios can grow to $1 million levels. He talks about collecting XRP no matter what the current price is. But I'm telling you now, given the way things are moving, 1,000 XRP will probably be worth $1 million in the next 2 years because he knows that there's still a long way to go. And I have been telling you that the price of XRP right now is really low. If he's waiting for XRP to reach $80 or $90, he will probably see that during this run. We should expect 3-digit XRP in the coming months if all the chart analysts and those looking at all the catalysts are right. Let's hope that this happens and the anti-XRP movement continues. I had no idea that whether a digital asset is classified as a security was still based on the decentralization test. That I thought it was just a lecture. But this man keeps talking about how all assets except Bitcoin are securities. Are we still at that stage of the crypto game? Are the stories from 2017, 2018, and 2019 still being pushed since we now know that XRP is not a security? That is how long these stories have lasted. According to a judge, it is not a security. Since we now have legal certainty, it isn't a security today and won't be one tomorrow or at any point in the future. But these people have to spread that lie to discourage people from buying XRP. Why? Because this is crazy and they're scared of XRP. You see, Jerome Powell, this is why everyone finally gets Bitcoin. Because of its extreme ups and downs, Bitcoin isn't a very good way to store value. That was before 2024. After that year, it is like gold,